All right, we're going to go over to the Fire Faves portion now. My first one is going to be Nissa, voice of Zendikar. It's a Planeswalker, one generic, two green. It is starting out with three loyalty counters. Its plus one ability is put a 0/1 green plant creature token onto the battlefield. Its minus two is put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. And its minus seven is you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the number of lands you control. So the reason that it's in my fire faves is because I love that you're getting yourself just some blockers out onto the board. You're putting 1/1 counters on each creature you control, and it's got the landfall as well. So you're gonna want to put this around a landfall focused deck. In my eyes, maybe one of those plant decks that were big back during this set block because of the fact that you're just building it out. You're going wide. That's why I chose it. I think that there's a lot of utility in this card as well, considering it's only 3 mana to play it. Now, do I think it's going to get to the -7 ability often? Not really, only because of the fact that once you have a Planeswalker out, it's kind of an automatic target in my eyes. Do you have anything you want to add about that?
Yeah, I mean, at least turn two, you'll be able to get it out, and if you can get it out turn two, this card's really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you're going to see this in Vorinclex, Phylath. You're seeing this in Karth the Lion, Azuri. Anything that's going to be either the +1/+1 or it's going to be modified creatures as well, because you're going to be able to modify all of them by putting those +1/+1 counters on it. So that's why it is my fire fave. Next up, I have Mina and Den, Wildborn, two generic and Gruul. Red green. It is an elf ally, legendary creature. It's a 4/4. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. And then it's got for Gruul, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Target creature gains trample until end of turn. Man, I could have used this in my Bristly build deck. I know it's not the colors, but that would be sick for it. But I like this card a lot because it has great utility aspects around it, meaning you get to play an additional land each turn. So if you have landfall triggers going off, you're going to be able to double them just because of the fact that you get to play an extra one. And then let's say you don't have any lands to play. Now for 2 mana, you can return a land you control to your owner's hand to then put it back onto the field, thus continuing that cycle. High synergy cards that I'm going to see with this are going to be Rampaging Beloth, Omnath, Locus of Rage. Whether you want to make this your commander or make Omnath your commander, they're both going in each other's decks. Skewed Swarm, the obvious ones like Avenger of Zendikar, Lotus Cobra, Phylath. The list can go on, but this is going to be a landfall centric deck.
You want to know how you break this?
How do you break it?
Use Mystic Sanctuary and Time Warp.
For unlimited. Oh, unlimited turns? That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
You have Mina and Den out. You play the Time Warp, goes into the graveyard. You have your turn again. Play the Mystic Sanctuary as your land. Bring Time Warp back onto the top. Before the next following turn, that's going to be yours again. Now you put Time Warp back on the top of your deck. Now it's the next turn. You draw the Time Warp. You play it again. You return the Mystic Sanctuary back to your hand. And then you play the Mystic Sanctuary again. Do it all over again.
I like it. So that's why it is another one of my fire faves. And then my last one is more. It is a creature as well. Its name is Stonehaven Outfitter. It's one generic and one white. It's a core artificer ally. It comes in as a 2/2. Equipped creatures you control get +1/+1. And whenever equipped creature you control dies, draw a card. Now, I see this obviously in a Voltron deck, but what made me like this card a lot is now it's helping out with your drawing ability because of the fact that whenever an equipped creature you control dies, draw a card. Let's say I want to put this in an aristocratic style deck and I've got Skull Clamp and I'm using that Skull Clamp to draw cards. I'm getting 2 cards by having that equipped creature die. Now I'm going to be drawing 3. And it's a great utility in that aspect. I wouldn't use this in too many other ones, but as far as the utility for drawing white is very limited. Well, not as bad as it used to be back then. So that's the reason why I like it. You can put this in Jorkadine. You can put this in Nahiri, Forged in Fury. Halvar, God of Battle, or its backside, which is Sword of the Realms. So that's why I think it's a really good card for this set and still usable in today's Magic. So those are going to be my fire faves, though. Tom, what do you got going on for your fire faves?
I want to commend you on that last one, if anything. That Stonehaven Outfitter is a really good one. Pairing that up with Skull Clamp, and you can also pair that up with Lotus Ring, too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really good.
Mm.
As far as my fire faves, I didn't really have that many. I just chose two. Just two of them that could be like really broken. But my first one is Kalidas, Trader of Get. Cost for it is 2 generic, 2 black, legendary creature, vampire warrior, comes out with 3/4 lifelink. And if a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile that card, and you're going to put a 2/2 zombie creature token onto the battlefield. The other ability is you can pay 2 and a black, and you can sacrifice another vampire or zombie and put 2+1/+1 counters on Kalidas, Trader Get. Yeah, Kalidas is very subpar, if you ask me. And, as far as it goes, it's probably the only one that's good because of that second sentence where if a creature would die, instead you're creating a 2/2 black zombie creature token. And so in this case, it's literally I kill all your stuff and then I make creatures. And then next I do have Eiley, Eternal Pilgrim, Orzhov, legendary creature, core cleric. Comes out as a 2/3 death toucher. You pay 1 mana, sacrifice a creature, gain life equal to the sacrifice creature's toughness, or you can pay 1 in Orzhov, sacrificing a creature, and you can exile target non-land permanent. Activate this ability only if you have at least 10 life or more than your starting life total. Really, that second ability is what I want that for. Being able to exile a target non-land permanent for sacrificing, it's basically an eaten alive for 3 mana now. But now you can have it as many times as long as you have 10 or more life. And I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cheap commander for somebody if you're making a life gain deck, even though life gain has kind of really fallen off on the popularity. I mean, a lot of people hate it. I honestly have one deck for it. I don't mind it.
I'll have moments where I like life gain.
Hmm.
I have moments.
Yeah, some of the best commanders that I'm seeing for it are Aura, Skyclave Hierophant, Amalia, Benavides, Agere, which is the Vampire Scout, Ellis Ilcor, the obvious one as well. And then we got a couple of our partner friends up here. I'm not going to be on, I haven't made anything like that. I see them coming back, though. I feel like I see more and more players having a partner deck or a friends deck or whichever one you want to call where you can have 2 different ones.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's like if I'm playing very casual, then I'd play these cards. Otherwise, I really wouldn't play them.
Yeah, unfortunately, our casual is like power 8 and above. So, kind of hard to have a casual game with that. And you see people pulling out their 0-cost mana rocks.
I have zero mana cost mana rocks.
That is a lie. No, it's not actually, because Urza Saga is a land.
Exactly.
Yeah. Your best friend got
As I have it Urza Saga.
Yeah. But those are going to be our fire faves. Please let us know in the comments if there are any cards that you would have chosen in your fire faves that are still usable in today's Magic, because heck, we love learning. But we're going to head over to our Slayer Neg segment next. Stay tuned.